Hello YouTube. Today we're gonna do a video about replacing the screen in a MacBook Pro. Model number is A2251. Uh, so if you're going to attempt this repair yourself, uh, follow this video closely. Is not very difficult, but it takes a little bit of a patience. It's not very complicated, and yeah, it's gonna save you a bunch of money in labor costs. You can find the screen, the whole assembly. You'll buy it is like that, so we're gonna replace the whole assembly, not just the LCD itself. That is something which you're not going to be able to do it yourself. I highly advise against it, to try to attempt it yourself. And besides trying to replace just the LCD rather than the whole assembly, it's not gonna save you a lot of money on parts either. So I know many people are asking me, where are you getting your parts? Again, I'm repeating this: eBay or Amazon. There's two places where you can find the parts for your computer needs. Okay, so in the case of this computer, the screen is cracked here. Okay, it has a crack right there. And as you can see, you cannot see the Apple logo when the computer starts up. The screen has a lot of distortion here, so it will need to be replaced. So before you attempt to do that, a couple tools you're going to need. A pry tool. It can be a guitar pick, it can be something metallic like this one. This one you'll need to remove the back frame of the machine, and then you will need the tweezers, and besides that, to remove the screws from the back of the computer, you will need a pentalobe screwdriver. It's a P5, P from Peter, and besides that, you'll need a Phillips screwdriver. You're also going to be needing a P2 tip. Okay, I might get back to you about that P2 once I open the computer. You'll need also a T4 and a T5 tips or screwdrivers. Okay, those are pretty inexpensive to be bought. You can buy it on eBay. You can buy on eBay or Amazon. You can also buy yourself one of these kits. iFixit, they sell kits for opening a MacBook Pro. You don't need to buy something like that. You can buy a smaller one, like 20 pieces tips, and the screwdriver is also included. So without further ado, let's get to this, and let's see. Okay, so first we're gonna turn off the computer. Okay, hold the power button for about 5 seconds. The computer will turn off. Now we're gonna close the lid. We're gonna turn on the computer upside down, and now we're going to remove 2 force screws from the back. So for that one, we're gonna use our pentalobe screwdriver, the P5. And we're gonna remove the screws. We're gonna put them on the side. Also, something which is recommended to have, not necessarily, but have one of those organizers, like peel organizers, so you can put the screws, you can label them to not to misplace or to use a screw which was not meant for a certain place. So that one is optional. You can put it on your workbench or wherever you might find it fit. Okay, so with the screws removed, we're gonna take the pry tool. Now be very careful with the pry tool. When you insert it, there are two clips which are holding the back case, one here and one here. So you're gonna insert the pry tool here just a little bit. You don't have to push it too much inside. It's in my reach the main board and in my damaged components right there. So we go right here and we're gonna lift it up just like this, and you hear a click. We're gonna do the same thing on the opposite side. You have to hear that click. Okay, now with the pry tool you'll go around. Okay, so it would allow you to put your nails under the back case, and we're gonna lift up a little bit. Don't lift it up all the way, just a little bit, so you hear again that clip. Okay, releasing. Now you're gonna turn the computer like this. You're gonna use your fingers, put it right here, and you're gonna push while you keep this elevated with your fingers underneath. You're gonna pull it towards yourself. Okay, so it has couple clips on the back. You see, you release there, and we're gonna do the same thing on the other side. Okay, and now it's safe to actually lift it up, and this will open the back case. Now what you want to do, you want to disconnect the battery. Okay, very important. So you're gonna lift this plastic. Okay, and here you have the battery contacts. You have here a contact and you have here a contact. Now in here you're gonna lift this little tab, and you're gonna put your nail under that connector, and you're gonna lift it up like this. Okay, and you're gonna pull it this way. So that's disconnected. This particular model also has a button right here which is cutting off the connection to the battery, but I'm not going to trust that one, so I'm gonna completely disconnect the battery as well. Now we're gonna remove this screw here. Okay, for that one we're gonna need, I believe it's a T5. We're gonna unscrew this screw, and we're gonna lift this connector. Now the battery is fully disengaged. Okay, now what we have to do, we have to remove two plastic holders right there. For that one we will use a T4 tip, one there, one here, and this one will come right up. Now we're gonna do the same thing on the other side. And we're gonna leave this one up. You can use gloves if you want, you can use anti-static bracelet if you want. You can work on an anti-static mat like this one. You know, you can do that if you want to. I'm not going to do it, but you guys can do that. Now let's remove. You have two screws here and two screws there. That one is the LCD connector, so we're gonna remove that. Okay, so we have 1, 2 screws. there. We're gonna lift this shield and 2 more screws right here. 1 and 2. Okay. Put it there. Now we're gonna lift the connector. Use your nails. Just lift it up and bend it this way. Okay, so you take it out of your way. Now, I said I'm gonna get back to you about a certain tip, and that's the P2. Let's see if this is the right one. Yes, the P2 tip. You need to remove 6 screws. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 screws here and 6 screws here. That one will release the Wi-Fi antenna, and I'm going to show you later why we need to do that. So we're going to remove those screws. Be very careful with them, as first of all, not to misplace it. Second of all, not to strip it. It's a very, very tiny screw. Okay, we're going to put them on the side. Okay. I'm not sure you can see what I'm doing, but pretty much I'm just unscrewing screws. Okay, we're gonna remove the screws from this side as well. The antenna cables, the antenna screws are removed. Now we're going to disconnect the antenna, the Wi-Fi antennas, from the main board. What you want to do, you can either use a plastic pry tool, a tweezer, or whatnot. You can get a plastic tweezer. What you want to do is put this right under the antenna and lift it up. Don't pull on the cable itself. Just like that. 1, 2, 3, 4. Boom. Out. Now you see there is a screw right there which we have to unscrew. That one is a T5. So we're gonna take the T5 tip. We're gonna remove that screw. Now that screw removed, we'll have to remove 2 screws here and 2 screws there. Okay, that is a T4. Okay. This pretty much the same process works for a couple other MacBook Pros, A1708, A1707, A1706. It's all the same. Okay. Now those screws removed, we're gonna take our T5 again, and we're gonna remove 1, 2, 3, 4, the black screws. Okay, we're gonna remove. We have 1. Come on, buddy, get out. Okay, 1, 2, 3, and 4. Now you can see that this one is moving freely. This is part of your screen connector. Okay. Now we have to remove the Wi-Fi antenna. See, we're gonna pull it on the side, just like this. Make sure that these cables, they can move freely because they will go under the heatsink. Okay, so okay, just like that. You lift it up and then you push it backwards. Okay, just like this. You can guide these cables with the hand. Go slow, don't pull too much. And this is out. Okay, we're gonna put that on the side. Now we're going to open the computer at a 90-degree angle. Okay, just like that. We're gonna put the screen on the side of the table that you're working on. And we're gonna remove these screws which are holding the screen together. Okay, now for that one I didn't mention in the beginning, you will need a T8. Okay, T8 tip. We're gonna remove those screws. We're gonna loosen them up first because they use a little bit of Loctite on it, so we gotta loosen it up. I'm also a little bit, my hands are a little bit sweaty because it's, even though it's November, temperature outside it's unseasonably hot. My AC it's turned for the season, turned off, and it's a little bit hot in the shop. Okay, we were not expecting this heat in November in New York City, but the weather is not what it used to be anymore. So anyways, let's remove these screws. Okay, sorry about that. Now, with this removed, the screen hinges are moving freely, as you see. Okay, so we're gonna lift it up like this and at an angle, and that piece right there will, okay, you can slide it out just like that. Now we have the old screen removed. Okay, and now we're ready for the new screen. I'm gonna grab our new screen. Okay, let's see here. Should have done this before I started the video. But anyways, this is most likely how you're gonna receive your screen. So you're gonna remove this protective film. And most likely your screen will come with the hinges bent this way. What you can do, you can take a plier, like a thin nose plier, just like that, and be very careful when you do that. You don't want to touch that piece of glass right there because it cracks very easily. So you're just gonna grab this and you're gonna bring it up like that, and you're gonna bring it up like that. Okay, now you wanna have these parts just like that, and we're gonna work also on the side of the table just like that. You're gonna put the hinges, be very careful, you don't want to touch with the back of your Mac, you don't want to touch that glass piece right there, which can crack very easily. Very slowly, you just hit it there. Hold the screen with one hand, then you want to grab the screw for the hinges. Don't make any sudden moves, okay? This is very important. You can crack the screen if you do it the wrong way. So we're gonna put one screw on one side. You don't have to tighten it all the way, and we're gonna do the other screw onto the other side. That will keep the hinges in their place. Okay. Now the screen cannot touch the frame of the Mac, so it cannot crack. Now we can close. Okay. We can close the Mac, and we're going to put the remaining 4 screws at the hinges. Again, please be careful when you put the hinges. Okay. Boom. Now the hinges are secure. Now we have to put back the Wi-Fi antennas. Okay, this might be a little bit tricky because you will have, of course, another way to do it would be to completely remove the motherboard, remove the heatsink, put this antennas through there, put it all back together. That's way too complicated. So we're gonna just straighten these cables out, and we're going to go, there is a cutout right there. Okay, so we want to guide these cables through that opening. Under here, you see, I can already see one antenna. We're gonna grab it with a tweezer. Okay, and we're gonna route it up. Then the second cable is coming up, and then the third cable right there. Okay, we're gonna grab them slowly. You don't want to grab it right on the tip. That's where the actual connection is. You can actually deform it, and it's not gonna go back into that places, but just grab it slowly. And now there is one more thing we have to grab, is the actual, once we leave this one up, I don't know if you guys can see right there, is the actual piece where the screw goes in. So we're gonna grab that one up. Okay, this is a little bit messed up for me because I have the camera in the way. This is not the position I'm typically working, but here we go. So that one came up like that, and this comes right here. Okay, so let's secure that screw. So we need the T5. We're gonna take that screw, and that one goes right there. We're gonna put the antennas. Okay, just push it down, make sure it's right on the connector. You're just gonna push it down just like that. Boom, it should click. I'm gonna grab the second one. And we're gonna do the third one. Okay, there you have it. Now we're gonna take the small, what is it? Is this fella, the P2, and we're gonna do the tiny little screws. Okay. Gonna do opposite sides for now. Okay. Again, don't over tie them because you don't wanna mess up the thread. I mean, the place where the tip of the screwdriver goes in, because it's gonna be, you'll have to cut it if you ever have to do this again. Hopefully you don't have to do it again. You'll be a little bit more careful with your screen, but nevertheless. Okay. Now we're gonna replace the put back the 4 screws there. But before we do that, you see this connector? This one, it has a spring. It's spring loaded right there. Okay. So what we have to do with this one, we have to turn it with a tweezer, just like that, and let's see if you guys can see. You see, it has to sit right there. Okay, so actually we should do this, I'm sorry, we should do this before. We're gonna take our T4 tip and we're gonna put the screws in. Now we're gonna go on the other side and we're gonna do exactly the same thing we did here. So we're gonna grab this one, okay, you see it. This one you do a twist. It has to go like that. Okay, here we go. Here it is, right where it should be. Oh, come on. Right there. Okay. Now we can put the 4 screws right there. So let's see. T5, and we're gonna do 1 screw on the side here. One screw there. And then 2 more screws right here. Okay, one there. and one here. Okay. This is weird to put it because the camera is right smack on top of it. I cannot even see what I'm doing, so hold on. Let me just try to move the camera slightly higher, as this is not something of a very fine detail. Okay, now we can put this screw. Okay. Oh, I want you to just go in. Let me see. Let's see what's going on there. Uh-huh. Okay. Okay. Now it's on. Now it's a good time to test the screen. I mean, you could have tested it before, but you would have to hold the screen. It would be a weird position. We're gonna put the connecting cable. Okay, you grab it with the hands, and you're just gonna align it with there. Okay. This screen has been tested before. I know it works. Now you can turn on the computer, make sure it works. I don't have to do that because I already tested the screen before. Now we're gonna put back the shield right there. So we're gonna take the T4 tip, and we're gonna put those screws right there. And this one, it has a black rubber piece, which is a little bit thicker than the other one. That one would have to go on the bottom, just like that. Let me grab the, okay. And the other one. There. Now we can put these plastic pieces back. And I use the same T4 screwdriver. Do it on the right side as well. Okay, and now we can put back the battery connector. So we're gonna take the T5, put the big screw through, now we're gonna slide this into its designated place. Close the tab. Okay. And we're gonna put the protective plastic piece right here. We're gonna take this one, and now the way you put back this. You go at an angle, just like this, right, from here, and you, because, okay, let me show you what will happen. These clips, as you see, they will have to grab under here, right? So don't just put it like that, because the computer won't close properly. You do it something like this by pressing slightly onto it, okay, until you feel the clips engaging. And you'll have to excuse me for a second, I have to take that phone call. Okay, so once you have that, you're gonna push this. Might go a little bit harder. Okay, one it's in, second one it's in. You'll see you will see that this one is still somewhat elevated, but I'll show you how to fix that. Now we're gonna put back the back screws. The two long ones are going over there in the back, and then the four little ones, they go, guess where? On the bottom. Okay, now don't tie them yet, the bottom ones. Why? You can put them in their place, but I'll show you why. Because we have to pop this back into place. Now I don't want to push on it right now, because I have the screen, the brand new screen underneath. I don't want to put unnecessary force on the screen just yet. So how we're gonna do it, we're gonna open the computer just like that, okay, and holding just on the palm rest, we're gonna push on the sides, and then the clips would have engaged. Okay, now we can go ahead and tighten these screws. Okay, let's give a little juice to the computer. So, okay, just like that. We can remove the plastic. Yes, I know the screen has a different color than the bottom case. That's the way the customer actually wanted, because found the silver one slightly cheaper, so he decided to go with the silver instead of a dark gray like the rest of the computer. He's using anyway a protective case, so you're not really gonna see that. And there we go, we turned on the computer. You have the beautiful Apple logo, everything is fine, screen will turn on. I'm gonna skip that because the username will appear, but anyways, the screen does work. Okay, so with that said, I hope I was able to help you do this by yourself. As you saw, it's not very complicated, but you need a little bit of patience, especially if you do it for the first time. Please follow this video, follow other videos as well. Just look at the video before you attempt to do this. Don't try to figure out as you go along. Just watch the video. You can skip a couple parts, not important, the screwing and unscrewing. See where the things goes, and then decide if this is a job for you. I would encourage you guys to do it, but if you feel it's a little bit hard, let a professional do it for you. If you're in New York area, or if you wanna ship your computer to me, you'll find all the details on my website. So yeah, I'll be happy to do this for you. So yes, I do hope that this video helped some of you guys. If you find it useful, please leave a comment, subscribe to my channel, and take care of yourself. Until next time, be good.